Escape from Tarkov has become a household name for hardcore gamers, known for its punishing difficulty, complex mechanics, and high-stakes combat. But behind the game's gritty realism and intensity, there's a troubling issue that the developers, Battlestate Games, have failed to address properly: cheating. Today we're going to take a hard look at how Escape from Tarkov's design, combined with the developer's lackluster response, has created an environment where cheating isn't just common, but arguably encouraged. Let's dive into why Battlestate Games' negligence may be allowing this toxic culture to thrive. Tarkov is a game built on tension. Every raid is a gamble, and losing your gear, your carefully collected weapons, and precious loot feels like a personal betrayal. But this high-risk system isn't just stressful, it's incredibly frustrating. And when the stakes are this high, it's not hard to see why some players would turn to cheats just to avoid losing it all. When you spend hours collecting gear, hunting down enemies, and carefully planning an extraction, only to be wiped out by some cheater who's using aimbot or wallhack, it's enough to make anyone want to throw in the towel. But here's the thing. The way Tarkov is designed, with no safety nets or forgiving mechanics, makes cheating feel like an almost necessary evil. The punishment for failure is simply too high, and Battlestate Games seem content to leave that imbalance unchecked. One thing I'm just going to touch on is that Tarkov, as we all know, is a very complex and frustrating game, and how that affects the new player experience. It's not hard to see how somebody who's new to the game might feel backed into a corner and potentially may see cheating as their only avenue out of that corner. So with that said, Tarkov is a game built on complexity, and that's part of the problem. Sure, it's cool to have deep mechanics like crafting, weapon mods, and medical systems, but these systems also make the game a nightmare to learn. These steep learning curves only intensify the frustration for new and even seasoned players. When Tarkov players constantly feel like they're at a disadvantage just because they don't know every little detail of the game, it creates a perfect storm for cheating. Battlestate Games have created a world where losing is inevitable. Whether it's due to poorly optimized mechanics or just bad luck, losing your hard-earned loot feels like a slap in the face. And what do the developers do to stop this frustration from spiraling out of control? Nothing. They've allowed a system that promotes frustration, and in doing so, they've made cheating feel like a legitimate coping mechanism for players who are sick of losing everything for no reason. Let's talk about the elephant in the room: cheating. It's rampant in Tarkov, and frankly, Battlestate Games have done little to stop it. Despite promises of anti-cheat measures and constant updates, cheaters continue to flood the game with hacks that give them an unfair advantage. Aimbots, wall hacks, speed hacks, the list goes on. It's as if the developers are putting up a half-hearted attempt to address the issue, while the community continues to suffer. It's become so bad that honest players are practically forced to assume that every fight could be against a cheater. And why wouldn't they? Battlestate Games' lack of solid, effective anti-cheat system means that players are regularly killed by cheaters, with impossible accuracy or knowledge of where you are through walls. It's infuriating, and the fact that Battlestate has failed to deliver a reliable solution is a slap in the face to their player base. Tarkov could be one of the most intense and rewarding games out there, but Battlestate Games have done everything they can to ruin that experience. The design is flawed, the anti-cheat measures are weak, and the developers seem to be doing little to fix it. The game may be fun in small doses, but when cheating runs rampant, it's hard to ignore the fact that Battlestate has created an environment where cheating is encouraged, and the honest players are just left to suffer. If you've ever been frustrated by Tarkov's rampant cheating, you're not alone. Battlestate Games needs to get their act together. But what do you think? Is Tarkov's design to blame for the cheating problem? Or is it all down to the cheaters themselves? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe.